Okay, grade 12, do you know what I read here? I read that in the diagram below, O is the center of the circle, right? Once again, I can see such a lot. O is the center of the circle, so I stop immediately. Because if O is the center, I know that this is a radius and that is a radius. So I know this is a radius, that is a radius. Do you agree with me that this then forms an isosceles triangle? So you can immediately say that if that is x, this is x as well. So how do I approach geometry? Same like I said, the minute I get a bit of information, I see if it can help me. So O is the center, from that I got this is equal to that. Grade 12, furthermore, it says that P, Q, R, and S lies on the circumference of the circle. So once again, this forms a cyclic quadrilateral. I don't in this case see an exterior angle. So I'm definitely knowing that angle S plus angle Q is 180. I know that P plus R is equal to 180. Okay, furthermore, it gives me a very, very important bit of information. It tells me that PQ equal to QR. PQ equal to QR. So absolutely this forms an isosceles triangle again, where the base angles will be equal to each other. Do you agree with me that P1 will be equal to R1 plus R2? You agree with me? That bit of information tells me that that is an isosceles triangle. Grade 12, just remember they won't give you information if they don't want you to use it. You use it, it's information, so it helps you to get to the answer of your sum. The last thing is just that P1 or Q1 is equal to X. Let's see what the first question asks us to do. It says that I have to calculate P1 in terms of X. I have to calculate P1 in terms of X. Now, I think we all know what in terms of X mean. In terms of X mean what? My answer must have a X in it. I just want to look at the answers that I'm getting here quickly before I give you the answer. Is that all right? Let me just see if someone sent through. I think you're all battling with this one a little bit. Some of you are still sending in the answers to the previous sum, and that makes me happy. Can we see what is P1 going to be in terms of X? What I said, see if you agree with me quickly. Remember we said this is a radius and this is a radius, so they are equal. Hence this forms an isosceles triangle. The sum told me that P1 is equal to X, so I immediately said that R1 is equal to X. Do you agree? I think you do, because it's easy there. R1 is equal to X. Now remember, we may not say isosceles triangle as our reason. We say angles opposite equal sides. Angles opposite equal sides. Remember, you use the concept of isosceles triangles. That tells you if this is equal to that, the angles opposite them are also equal. So R1 is equal to X. I then said that angle O1 is 180 degrees minus 2x, because I use the interior angles of a triangle. Do you agree with me, grade 12s? This is X and this is X, which makes this 180 minus 2x. Now, I hope you see what I see. This O1 is the center angle and P1 is the circumference angle. So what do you know about the center angle and the circumference angle? Can you see? This angle goes to the center, you come down, and the same chord takes you to the circumference. You know that the center angle is equal to 2 times the circumference angle. So if I want to find P1, I say angle P1 will be a half of 180 minus 2x, grade 12s. A half times 180 is 90. And a half times 2 is 1. So P1 is 90 degrees minus x. And my reason is center angle equals 2 times circumference angle. Center angle equal 2 times circumference angle. And here is a student from this school. She has on a navy blue and white tracksuit top, and she's just sending in the most beautiful answers. I wish I knew what your name was, because a lot of you 90 degrees minus x, that is fantastic. Some of you are even trying to squeeze in the reason. I'm really happy. That's 90 degrees minus x. Well done, guys. We put down 90 degrees minus x. That's P1 in terms of x. And now we go to 3.2. 3.2 says, show that TQ bisects PQR. Show that this line bisects this angle, PQR. Now, if you don't know what bisect means, it just means it cuts it in half. Bisect cuts it in half. So this side must be equal to this side. Now, can you see that Q1 is equal to x? So all you're going to need to prove is that Q2 is x. Remember, bisect this side must be equal to that side. In our case, it is an angle. So in question 3.2, what is your goal? My dad used to ask me, Eleanor, what is your goal? What are you striving for? You must have a goal. What is your goal in the sum? You want to show that Q2 is equal to x. Because if you can show that TQ bisected, you know, all I did, I used the interior angles of a triangle. Can you see that in triangle PQR, you have all your angles except for this one. You have this one, which is 90 degrees minus x. What's the size of this one, matrix? Also 90 degrees minus x, because we said they are equal. Do you remember? Because this is an isosceles triangle, and that is equal to x. So if I want Q2, look what I'm going to do. I'm going to say Q2 is 180 minus, look at my bracket matrix, 90 minus x, minus, what's the size of this angle? 90 degrees minus x, and I've got one angle left, which is x there. I work this out, I get 180, take your minus in, minus 90 plus x, minus 90 plus x, and then you have that minus x at the end, 180, and that minus will cancel with that minus 90, that gives me minus 180, you have 2x minus x, which gives you x. Oh my goodness, I have just proven that this angle is equal to x. Can you see? This is the interior angles of a triangle. So if Q2 is x, thus it bisects TQ, bisects PQR. Are you happy with that, everyone? And then we have one last question in this sum, which says, prove that STOR, S-T-O-R, is a cyclic quad. S-T-O-R is a cyclic quadrilateral.